Brianna Wolf, Nick Wright's waiting for something, Brandon Marshall, Kevin Wilds.
Just happy to be
here. And here we go.
Just happy to be here, you guys.
Just happy to talk about whatever the first story might be. Just take a big gulp of that scorching hot coffee.
Was there some good games on last night?
Let us talk about the only game that probably mattered. Hey, we got baseball. I'm sure we got football to Oh, I know.
No, let's get to this one.
NBA Finals kicking off last night. Lakers and Heat, but really just Lakers. And let's face it, it was really just LeBron and AD. AD went for 34 last night. LeBron James, 25, 13, and 9. It was a good game for the Lakers. As for the Heat, not a great night. They lost Bam Adebayo in the third with a shoulder strain. They lost Goran Dragic to a foot injury before halftime. And Jimmy Butler rolled his ankle, but did manage to stay in the game. Lakers were up as many as 32 in this one. They get the win. Here is LeBron James on what the Lakers learned in Game 1.
I think you can learn so much more from a win than you can in a loss. And I can't wait to get for tomorrow for us to get back together and watch the film and see ways we can be better and see some of the breakdowns that we had, especially in that fourth quarter, especially in that first 6 minutes of the first quarter, where we could be so much better defensively and also so much better offensively. So I can't wait. I'm extremely amped up about watching the film with our ball club tomorrow.
We talk about how damn near perfect that we have to play, and that was nowhere near it. There's nothing to be said. We can watch all the film in the world. We understand, we know what we did not do. What we talked about we were going to do, we didn't do. We didn't rebound. We didn't make them miss any shots. We didn't get back. All of those things led to the deficit that we put ourselves in.
All right, we'll get to the Heat side of this in just a second. But, Nick, for the Lakers, were you surprised with how easily they came out and dominated and won this game?
Yeah, I was. I mean, I didn't expect a 75-30 run. I didn't expect through 30 minutes the three clutch sports clients of AD, LeBron, and KCP to outscore the entire Heat team 56-55. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect LeBron to have more rebounds and assists than the entire Heat starting five. But I did expect the Lakers to win, and I did expect LeBron and Anthony Davis to present some unanswerable questions for this team. Let's start with AD quickly here. Bam, let's hope his shoulder's fine. I think he re-aggravated an injury he suffered in Game 5 against Boston, so you hope Bam's fine. Bam has to be exponentially better on both ends, but particularly on the defensive end than he was last night, or AD's going to average 35 a game in this series. And then there's LeBron. And I just wonder, for folks out there, and maybe even some folks on this show, I'm not sure, I'm not naming names, Kevin Wilds, do we still want LeBron to attack more? Do we still want to question LeBron's approach? Do we still want to put up fancy graphics of how terrible the Lakers' three-point shooting is? Or do we want to trust that everything that man has done all year long was building to this moment? I don't care how many threes you've missed in a row, Danny Green. I don't care how bad you've looked at times, KCP. I will continue to show faith in you. So in the biggest moment of our season up to this point, down 13 in the first quarter of the Game 1 of the Finals with LeBron going to the bench, you guys have the confidence and the experience to know you can take care of this. And by the time he came back in, the run was on, Brandon. It was a 75-30 run. The game was over. And I hesitate to say the series is over, but the series is over, Brandon.
Oh, it's over. So, Jenna, as I was prepping for this this show this morning, you know, I go down the hall and I saw my son's light on. And I said, son, why don't you take a walk with daddy? You know, because I want to open up my vocal cords. I want to open up my voice. So let's go for a walk so I can talk a little louder. Everybody in the house is sleeping. So I grab his hand. We're walking down the street and I'm like, son, I was not surprised that the Lakers won. However, I was shocked how they won, and it was so easy. And he looked at me, he said, Daddy, and he's 5 years old. He has a twin sister, Ziggy. And he said, Daddy, how did they win? And I said, well, I told the good people of America yesterday it's going to come down to one thing, this matchup between AD and Bam. He said, AD and Bam, what about LeBron James? Isn't that LeBron James' team? I said, it is, son, but it's all about AD. He said, oh, okay, Daddy. I said, well, this is what you got to do, son. So when you get older, just look at the numbers. All you got to do is follow the numbers. When AD was on the court, they outscored the Heat by 23 points. And when he was on the bench, the Heat outscored the Lakers by 5. AD looked like a man-child last night. That was unbelievable. I don't remember AD being so aggressive in New Orleans. Now, was he a beast? Yes. But after every shot, after every rebound, yelling, screaming, pounding his chest, AD is absolutely unstoppable. I am shocked that the Heat had no answer for him. He is the difference maker. If they can't get him in check, they have no chance. They have no chance. They might as well pack up right now and just come straight down. You can go 95, 75 south, come down the Turnpike, down to Miami. This series is over.
All right, Wilds.
Brandon, I got a few things. One, since you're new on the show, and this happens when you spend too much time with someone else, you end up picking up some of their mannerism. Don't call the audience America. That's Nick's take, and it's insulting to our international viewers. Just when you make a take, don't just say America, or don't say folks. Don't say listen, folks.
Okay.
And then deliver a great Heat take. It's just stay focused. All right, look. There's 3 ways to be defeated by a LeBron James team, Nick. 1, you just straight up lose. 2, you get smacked. 3, you get the water bottle Madison Square Garden challenge. They were right there on the Madison Square Garden water bottle challenge, and they brought it back. They brought it back to smack territory, and I think it's a reason to be optimistic. And even though the win probability was at 99% halfway through the 3rd quarter, your old buddy Kevin Wildes doesn't want to be a pessimist. Your old buddy Kevin Wildes wants to be an optimist. So I will give you 3 reasons the Heat should be optimistic. The first one, they closed out a LeBron James half-court jumper. When LeBron starts acting like Dame, that's when things get bad. Earlier in the game, he started acting like Harden. He puts the ball through his legs multiple times, like, uh-oh, this dude's getting in rhythm. Then he pulled up from the logo in midcourt, and they closed it out. I'm like, all right, you guys are still in this. You need to get LeBron off of his rhythm. Second one, Spoelstra. You a good coach? Seems like everybody says you were. You're great. LeBron says you need more respect. You got smacked. Oh, it's okay. Here's something positive. Spoelstra's got 3 rings, lost the first game each time. Not too bad. And I don't even think the game plan was that bad, Nick. Check this out. They were 13 for 19 from threes, right? And then they regressed to the mean. They missed 13 in a row. They ended up 2 for 19. So overall, they shot 40%, but it was the tale of two, it was really a tale of not 2 halves, of 3 quarters and 1 quarter. Finally, Jenna, last thing. You know my 2 guys, Big Face Coffee CEO and Cam Newton. During the game, Jimmy Butler gave the Cam Newton okay, let's go. I'm trying to go out there on a bum ankle. So if you believe that Spoke and Adjust, that they've got sort of the tenacity to not let LeBron get in rhythm, and you believe in this guy, put your broom. There's reasons to be optimistic despite a thrashing from LeBron.
By the way,
Go ahead,
no one should have their brooms out. 5, 5, 5, 5. Has been how this is always going to go. Gentleman's sweep, not regular sweep. But what? That's a great optimism guide, Wildes. Here's the maybe simpler answer, Jenna. For the first time in a decade, LeBron James is in the finals, not playing a team with 3, 4, or 5 Hall of Famers. So guess what? His team's going to win. He hadn't lost a series as a favorite in a decade. So his team's going to win.
Right, and Wildes, you put together that great optimism guide, but you got 3 guys who are now hobbled, 2 of which may not even play in game 2. So now we have to kind of readjust and rewrite the optimism guide. But I love that there is a guide, and I think that's exactly what Miami needs. Game 2 tomorrow night, guys. We'll see. It's a great guide. I love it. Nice font. Big game coming up this weekend, guys. Pats and Chiefs. The question will be, can Cam and his offense